Hi guys, and my name is Beverly Rimmer. I'm a quantum wellness strategist, and I'm going to talk to you today at this glorious sunset about MS and molecular hydrogen. But before I get into the impact molecular hydrogen can have upon MS, I'm just going to talk very briefly on MS, all right? So MS is short for multiple sclerosis, and it is when the brain stops communicating effectively with the body, all right? Now, there are lots and lots of reasons why this could happen, but the current thought on this is a combination of genetics and environmental factors, which in my world is called epigenetics, all right? Every person's pathway of disease is quite unique to them, all right? And so without getting much more deeper into that, the brain is not communicating, sending its messages effectively to the body. Now, throughout the central nervous system are wires, like nerves, very thin, just like the wires in your house. And around the wires in your house, think of your phone charger. There is this rubber coating, all right? The nerves in your body are the same. And for the same reason, they are there to protect the very fragile, fibers underneath, which are nerves. Now, in the body, they're called myelin protein, basic myelin protein. And in MS, the myelin protein, the fatty coating around the nerves, has started to thin out and really progressively get thinner throughout the nervous system in very different areas of the spinal cord and the central nervous system, which means messages from the brain to the body are interrupted, all right? They're short-circuited. That's what's happening. And it's known as a degenerative disorder, so it progressively gets worse. And it implicates the immune system. Now, anyone suffering from MS already knows this. They do. And they also know that their immune system is not good either. The body starts to attack itself, the brain. And then it starts to, domino effect throughout the rest of the body attacking itself. I'm not going to get too sciencey for this video. However, what I can tell you is this. There have been many studies done on MS for decades, all right? And there is only one that I have ever seen, and that is favorable, safe, and effective, and comes with no side effects. And that is molecular hydrogen, all right? And I'm going to attach the first study that was done that I think is very thorough with this video. I think when we focus on demyelination, I look at it in three ways. What caused demyelination? How can we stop further demyelination? And how can we repair and remyelinate? All right, repair. So they're the three that I'm coming at. And I've been working with MS and similar disorders, neuropathy, for a very long time, over 24 years, in fact, since my first case. It has only been of late that I have introduced molecular hydrogen to that process. And so number one is we need to start remyelination. Number two is we need to reverse the pathway that specific person came down. So the pathway of disease for that specific person. And number three is that we need to protect the undamaged nerves from demyelinating. All right. Now, molecular hydrogen is going to do number one and number three. All right. It's going to help you remyelinate and prevent further demyelination. That's what it's going to do. All right. And if you want to know what pathway of disease your body specifically traveled down, then please do email me, Beverly Rimmer, at support@beverlyrimmer.com. And I will be happy to talk to you about it in a discovery call and maybe book you in for a test where I can find the root cause. All right. However, molecular hydrogen. All right. It's an antioxidant, anti-apoptosis, anti-inflammatory, anti-allergy, immune boosting effect upon the body. Hydrogen is as old as the hills. Now, because it's the smallest and oldest atom that we have, it can infiltrate the blood-brain barrier. It can get inside the mitochondria, inside the cell nucleus. You know, it can affect ATPs, which is the currency our body runs off, all right? Now, there is something called reactive oxygen species, ROS, when it comes to damage and how the body's inflammatory process works. And when it comes to MS, there's a lot of inflammation, guys, a lot of inflammation, particularly down the spinal cord. And we need that inflammation to come down before we can even attempt remyelination. And the thing about molecular hydrogen is it does that. It reduces inflammation from all over the body, including the spinal cord. All right. It affects T cells as well. And again, anybody suffering from MS knows the importance of interleukin 10, CD4, Th17. This is a regulator for them. Molecular hydrogen literally forces your body to self-heal. All right, it first puts the brakes on inflammation, and once the inflammation is down, it starts to assess and strategize how it's going to self-heal the body. All right, it is a game changer, a game changer. Now, do not get me wrong, you can't just drink a shit ton of molecular hydrogen and, you know, recover overnight. It doesn't work that way. As I said at the beginning, you know, what triggers MS, like many things, is a combination of genetics and your environmental factors. You know, you need some life event to kick this off. And generally, you know, we would look at diet, we would look at other things, you know, so we would keep acid inducing things out. You know, we would start to keep them out. As we start to pour in molecular hydrogen, which starts to find its own preferred hydrogen level inside every cell inside your body. All right, that's how it works. And I can get way, way, way deeper into the science of MS and into how we can reverse engineer, how we can slow down demyelination, and how we can remove inflammation, and how we can protect demyelination from happening to undamaged cells, you know, in a completely different video or in a discovery call. But what I can tell you is this: I am very excited that molecular hydrogen is available, because I've worked, you know, with staff at the John Ratcliffe Infirmary in Oxford, and my sister suffered a long time from brain tumours, and I've seen a lot of people with neurological you know, issues, including seizures. And I know about the inflammation in the brain and the impact that has, not only on Parkinson's, MS, ME, autism, you know, but a lot of other degenerative disorders. And what we need, always need, is molecular hydrogen to pass the blood-brain barrier and grab control of the inflammation that's going on in the central nervous system. That is what we need. We need access to preferred hydrogen levels inside the mitochondria to change what is going on, all right, inside every cell, 60 trillion cells inside the body. And then they all line up and there's a domino effect and the healing process begins, all right? So if you're sitting on the fence thinking, oh, you know, should I not? What's the worst that can happen, guys? You know, you're drinking 3 liters of mineral water a day and hydrating every cell in your body. That's the worst that can happen. The best that can happen is you slow a degenerative disorder down, all right? And the best that can happen is you stop it getting worse and start reverse engineering it, all right? This is a no-brainer. I have a son with autism. I have a partner with neurological damage and demyelination from taking a medication with numbness and paralysis. And I have seen extraordinary reverse engineering and healing take place with them both in a very short period of time. All right, we're talking 15 days. All right, so this is a no-brainer. I look forward to meeting you very soon. Ciao, ciao for now. Bye-bye.